everyone, welcome back to my 30-day security challenge. My name is Shannon Morse and this is day 20 of my 30-day security challenge where we are protecting your digital life one bite-sized step at a time. This is a 30-day challenge designed to help you take control of your security and privacy online. Every single day of this challenge, we are just tackling one small practical thing you can do to make your online life a little bit safer. If you are following along, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next video. You can also grab the full 30-day challenge checklist and notes over at shannonrmorse.com, or you can hit up the playlist on my channel just to go day by day. Also, this video is sponsored by Yubico. If you want to upgrade your own internet hygiene or help one of your friends who had their social media account get hacked, I highly recommend grabbing a YubiKey or two. I have got links down below to get started. Grab your own YubiKey at Best Buy or yubico.com/store. Now let's go ahead and talk about your friends list. So today we are talking about something that is very easy to overlook, and that is cleaning out your friends list on social media. We all know the basic rules about privacy, especially if you are somebody that's following this series. But sometimes it's important to ask yourself, who do I really want to share my information with? We all know that you shouldn't friend people on Facebook, for example, that you don't personally know, but what about those people that you met in passing? Convention acquaintances, old friends from high school that you haven't talked to in years, old coworkers, friends of friends, someone you met at a bar once and sang karaoke with, somebody that you met at the Renaissance Festival. That's definitely been my thing. Sure, we are all guilty of friending people on platforms like Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn who we don't necessarily truly know, but when it comes to privacy, it's not just about who you know, it's also about who you trust to respect your privacy. And if you don't know them well enough to answer that question, then you may want to lean on the side of caution. People can get hacked. It happens all the time. They could send out spammy links, or their own privacy settings may be set incorrectly, which could affect your own security on a social network. I've even had friends who shared their entire contact list with social media platforms, and they have my phone number, which I'm very uncomfortable with. So first and foremost, reducing your online connections just to people who you actually trust helps with your privacy and security. In the unfortunate event that one of your friends or acquaintances does get their profile hacked, it could lead to your personal data being exposed or even shared with malicious third parties. There's also a point to make here about mental peace and just feeling overwhelmed. Social media can absolutely be overwhelming. I should know. I create YouTube videos for a living, and being on social media is a part of my job. It's very overwhelming and it causes burnout. The more people that you add and the more that you try to follow, the more clutter you create, and it just makes it harder to focus on the people who truly matter to you, the ones that are in your real life. Cutting down your friends list can make your social media experience a lot more meaningful, and it can also be a lot less stressful. Social media applications are just pros at wasting our time. They are time consuming and they can be a constant stress factor, especially at times of political or economic turmoil. Completely culling that list down to a minimum will not only make your account more secure, but it can also save you a lot of time each day, so you can simply focus on the people that matter most to you instead of hundreds and hundreds of acquaintances. Now, this video is sponsored by Yubico, the makers of the YubiKey. And honestly, this teeny tiny little device that I have here with me, it's become one of my favorite security tools because it protects your accounts even if you accidentally click on something that you shouldn't. Because here's the thing, phishing is designed to trick you. You might land on a fake login page that looks identical to Google or Instagram or your email, and if you type in your password, then boom, the attackers have it. But a YubiKey helps stop that attack completely. When you log in, instead of typing in a code from your phone that might get texted to you, you physically tap on this little gold icon on your YubiKey, and the key verifies that the website is actually legitimate before allowing access. If it's a fake phishing site, the YubiKey simply refuses to work because the website doesn't match what the YubiKey is expecting to see. It's kind of like having a physical key to your digital front door. No key equals no entry. So I personally use YubiKeys on my email email accounts, my password manager, my social media, my NAS login for my network attached storage device, my business taxes and accounting profiles, anywhere that I can. Because if someone ever gets my password, they still cannot get in without this little device. And we all know passwords get leaked all the time. And since we are talking about online connections today, I highly recommend sharing this tech with your friends and family, especially if they have been victims to a social media account hijacking. Teach your contacts how to use a YubiKey. Once it's set up, it's so easy to use. And you can help them from having to deal with that same kind of headache again with accounts getting hacked. I have got links down below to get started, or you can visit ubi.co/Shannon-2024 for $5 off a key. I'll put that direct link down below as well. You can also grab your own YubiKey at Best Buy or yubico.com/store. And now back to your friends list. All right, before we dive in and just start deleting everybody from your life, you want to choose how you go about this process. This is going to be a lot about relationships. Do you want to make it a family-only environment or a place for colleagues from work as well? What is your preference? You want to stick with it. So if anybody ever asks, you can tell them why you are calling your list. It may be because Facebook is becoming too overwhelming for me, or I just want to create a private space for my closest relatives, etc. Coming up with a reason is really important, especially if you think anybody might message you and just be like, why are you unfriending me? What the heck, a block? I know people like that in the world, and they would definitely notice if I unfriended them. So just having a reason in place will definitely keep you and that acquaintance in good graces. That is, if you care. If you don't care, then well, that's fine. You can ignore their DMs. So now that you've got a reason for removing folks, you can choose to either announce it on your profile, directly in messages, or just keep it a private matter and never tell anybody. Social networks do not tell folks if you unfriended them unless they have some kind of third-party application that tells them so. So they aren't gonna know unless they visit your profile page and do a check. Having a clear intention behind your list will help you make decisions that feel right. And if anybody ever asks why you unfriended them, you will have a solid explanation that hopefully doesn't hurt any feelings along the way. Something like, I'm making my Facebook more private for close family is gonna work well enough for me, and it doesn't come off as rude. Okay, so we're gonna dive into some of the privacy settings that you should be adjusting on those social networks. Depending on which network you use, you will likely have a friend or a followers tab. In the case of a huge platform like Facebook, for example, you can click on each friend and edit the privacy settings along with the privacy settings of your posts. For example, in my example, I'm gonna use Facebook. So you just go over to your profile, click on the Friends tab. You will see a little menu icon, which are the 3 dots. This allows you to edit the privacy settings of who can see your friends list, who can see pages you follow, and who can see your followers. I just set everything to only me for maximum privacy because nobody needs to see that information. Scroll down on your friends page and start calling all those friends. Hover over the menu button next to their name to unfriend them. I actually found a few people that I knew like way back in high school who I don't really talk to anymore, and they actually deactivated their Facebook pages. So I was like, well, they deactivated those, so I'm not really sure why I'm still friends with this page if they're not even using it anymore. So I just went ahead and unfriended them. They can always friend me back in the future if they ever come back to that social media platform. You can also add people to a list if you want to, so you can customize lists so only certain people see certain things. When you unfriend someone, you will need to go back to that user's page to re-add them if you accidentally remove them. In my case, I created a restricted list of people who I have friended, but I don't necessarily need or want them to see everything that I'm posting. Like, cool, I met you at a convention or the Renaissance Fair, that's neat, but you really don't need to see photos of me and my 4-year-old nephew hanging out on the beach. Like, that's not really something you need to see. Now, a pro tip here is it's always a good idea to audit your friends list every once in a while. I do this maybe about once a year. Relationships will change, people change. This keeps your social media clean and your privacy intact. Plus, sometimes friends get hacked. They create new accounts, but they never delete the old ones, or they just let a hacker steal their account and they never even notice. Keep an eye out for weird posts, strange profile photos, odd messages that you might receive from that friend and such. If something seems off, you can unfriend that person till they figure their stuff out. You could also just send that person a text message just to see what's going on, get off platform to communicate with this person to determine if their accounts are still owned by them. Now, this same principle is going to apply across platforms, whether that's LinkedIn for your jobs, Instagram for your more acquaintance type friends. You might not want to follow everybody there. Threads, X, TikTok, and a lot more. If you have a public profile, that's one thing, but if you want to keep those profiles private, definitely check who you allow to follow you on those different pages. You can follow these same steps to limit who you allow to see your private information. Most of these have pretty basic settings, but some of them, like Instagram, will also allow you to hide things like your story uploads. Those are those 24-hour story posts that you see whenever you click on somebody's profile picture. Or you can restrict certain people so that they can't comment on your posts. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can delete your account from social media networks entirely. If you feel like a network is just too much to handle, you don't find value in it anymore, use justdelete.me. It's this very easy guide in this website that I've recommended for many years to permanently remove your profiles. If you happen to have a login on YouTube though, and if you're finding this video helpful, you could always subscribe. That would mean so much to me. Subscribing is a very, very simple and free way to support creators here on YouTube, especially in a time like now when so many channels are being created with AI hosts. It's a lot harder to communicate as an educator, especially an educator in something like cybersecurity and privacy, when we're competing with a completely new type of channel, if you know what I mean. So if you're following along with this challenge, if you do find it valuable, then hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. You can also, again, grab that full checklist at shannonrmorse.com. Also, a big Patreon shout out to my s'mores too. You can join them and support my channel by going to patreon.com/shannonmorse for perks and early video access. And as usual, all the videos on my channel are free to watch. I thank my YouTube members, my patrons, and my sponsor for making that possible. Okay, so to wrap it up, today's task was auditing your friends list, deciding who truly belongs in your inner circle, tightening up those privacy settings. It's a very simple but powerful way to protect your privacy and make your social media experience more meaningful. Yes, I know today's video is not so much technical. It's more so just auditing and making sure that you have an understanding of who has access to your information on all those different platforms when it comes to people that you have made those connections with. On the next episode, we are going to dive into editing your third-party app permissions, things like OAuth as well. We're also going to make sure the apps on your devices are only accessing the data that they need. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next part of the challenge, and also check out shannonrmorse.com for that checklist. Skip ahead if you want to have a little bit of a jump start. I'm Shannon Morse, and I'll see you soon for day 21. Stay safe, y'all. Bye.